Hey! Welcome back, everybody. I'm a Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust, talking about the Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the next generations. Yes, of course. We are on the PC right now, but we are talking about the Power Surge update. That is going to be the next big major update coming for us on the Rust Console Edition. So we are on the PC, as I can show you some of these electricity items here. Now, again, a lot of this, I should just put out there a huge caveat. A lot of this, we don't know the actual list that's coming out. So I'll try to show you the core tenets of the electricity as we had it on the PC. And we could, again, get a hybrid. There could be some things missing. There could be some extra things added. So I'll kind of show you in phases. I'll show you the first wave that we got, and then I'll show you like the secondary wave. And hopefully we get it all, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm here to tell you how exciting this Power Surge update is going to be for all players involved. Whether you're into electricity or not, it's going to change the way the game is played across the board. And again, that's Power Surge. Let me go ahead and tab over to the article they had. Again, this is on the 11 website. This was just before we had the release. It says the first major update will be called Power Surge, bringing new features like the electricity system. That's what I'm talking about. And the new in-game monuments like power lines. A lot more is expected to come with this update. Once we approach the month of release, we'll be revealing more details on what's going to be included. So that tells you right away, Power Surge is going to be the first major content piece. And again, speculating here, I would wager to bet that we might even see this on staging before it's released, if that makes any sense. So get ready for this. And this is one of the major reasons why I decided to do this, because I know a lot of people are excited to see what Power Surge can bring. But I think people are going to get a taste of what that staging branch is going to be. But here we go. Okay, let's enter the lovely world of electricity. Okay, so I think out of the gates, we're going to show you the different power cells and like how to generate power. But I think one of the major things to go over almost immediately is the turret. The turret is going to change. Now, whether or not you need to stick a weapon inside for each one, that could vary. That could come in later. But if the electricity and the turret go hand in hand, these are no longer just going to be something you put down. You'll have to put them down and then power them from a power cell that has a continuous amount of power. So this becomes a whole new gameplay loop. Like, you have to store enough power in here to run the turret. The turrets take, I want to say it's 10 off the top of my head. I think you need a bit more if you're going to run the extra outputs. But anybody who's been playing this game knows those giant Zerg bases and stuff, there's so many turrets, and that's cool, and you can still do that with electricity, but now you're going to have to collect the power to do so, and that's huge. Now, one of the other pieces here, and again, I'll go over turrets probably in more detail in another video, but we're just going to give you the basic rundown here. One of the major things that's changed is, A, you need the batteries, or you need power input. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, boy. Ooh, you know where it, like, stuns you? My goodness. Okay, so one of the other things, and this, again, could come in later, is, and it did for the PC, and since we're hybrid, this could definitely change for us. So we'll have to wait and see what this is. Again, staging branch, I'm looking at you. One of the major changes is you have to stick in a weapon. Now, you can stick in lots of different weapons, not just the AK, and they are great. Now, so it costs two things. It costs power and it costs a weapon, and it's always costs bullets. But here's the other thing. If you're an attacker and you take this out, it will drop bullets and the weapon. That's huge for anybody raiding a base, taking things out. You can already start to imagine just how intense that's going to get, or just how much it's going to change base defense, raiding for solos, duos, and even Zergs. So, right out of the gate, there we go. Woo. So, okay, let me rewind to some of the fundamentals here. I really wanted to cover this one again. It'll have its own video, but I wanted to cover the fundamentals right now. So, okay, you have three different ways you can generate power, and again, if we get all three out of the gate. One is wind power, which is based off of height, and it does run through the night, but it does vary. And again, if there's obstructions, it will not run. We've got a power generator, which could come in later, but it is essentially low-grade power. Turn it on, it starts to charge. And then we have the solar panels right here, which are based off a day-night cycle and the direction they're facing. Pretty intense, right? So now we've got, and again, I won't go over everything here. I just kind of want to show you some of the things that are coming through the pipeline. And then you would have things like root combiners, which combine power sources, whether they're the same or different. And then you pipe them into the battery itself that stores it. And then you can see here we have charge left. We have active usage. Well, charge left would be if this was pulling power currently. Active usage tells you how many power units it's currently using when it is on. Maximum power output is 50, and you've got the 9,000 rust watt minutes, which is a medium battery. So you can already see you have to really start to think about how are we going to accumulate power, because you know how beautiful and how OP turrets are, and you're going to want to use them, especially if you're a solo. So something to think about. You need a power source, and then you need a container for it. Let me go over these 3 containers. Most likely we'll see these 3 containers out of the gate. I think the only thing we may not see initially would be this power generator. It's probably going to be solar power and wind turbines to start, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, all this is subject to change. Isn't that what Shadowfrax says all the time? Subject to change? Well, it's true. I mean, we still don't know what's going to be included in this. I just want to, give you the rundown. Okay, so there's 3 different battery types. We have a small rechargeable car battery, it looks like. This one does a maximum of 10 power units, and it has 150 rust watt minutes. This is good for small circuits, trip circuits, smaller lighting things, even backup power if other things go out and you need some power to go through the circuit to trigger uninterruptible power supply, stuff like that. Next one up is the medium battery. Again, we went over that earlier. 9,000 rust watt minutes, 50 max. And the big boy, the large rechargeable battery, 24,000 rust watt minutes and 100 maximum output units. Pretty intense, right? So you can put these in a series. You can do all kinds of stuff. Let me just show you some of the circuits. And what's cool is, oh yeah, and we'll also get the wire tool here. This is what it looks like. It will cost high quality, very expensive tool. But when you have it out, you can see the marching ants along the wires. How cool is that? Now, we may not have some of the amenities we have here on the PC, things like colored wiring. So I'm trying to keep it as basic as possible. Again, this is for creative mode. These generate power, unlike these here, so we're not really going to go over this because this isn't going to be on an official server. This is just for testing purposes. But this just shows you the power going in and how the power goes out. And yes, switches work, and your mind's going to really start to go here. Like, check this out. I turn this on. Here goes the turret. And actually, if we look at the battery real quick, you can see the draw. This whole circuit is drawing 18 active power units, and then total, if we were to run this, if this were to die and there was no power to go in, it would run for 8 hours. So you can already see that turrets cannot be left on all the time. They really can't. So you're going to have to come up with creative solutions to use them, which is the whole point. And since, whoops, I didn't mean to hit my auto run, sorry. Now, since this is just showing you like a splitter that comes in, maximum 50 units of power that came in. And you can see how this has got 18 units of power. When I shut this off, the draw is 0. But these little displays will tell you how much electricity is going through when it splits. Over here, we have a tripwire for a door. Here's another really good one, and we'll go over this in a little bit. The door controller is huge for all players, and you can trip this numerous ways. I have this keyed into this door, so this tripwire here will activate the door even better, right? So if this is off, obviously, it's not going to trip it. You can still open and close the door just like normal. Pretty cool, right? And here's another one. There's a trip plate that doesn't take any electricity, although you can stick it in there. This puts off 1 power unit, which is enough to power a door controller. Again, this is piped in, so you can do stuff like this. I didn't hit the action button at all. You can even, you're ready to be sneaky, you could even do something like this and stick a rug down. What tripwire? Right? And then you're probably going, hey, if I'm a solo player, could I do something like a trapdoor or a switch with shotgun traps behind it? You most certainly can. You could do roller boys, you could do swing doors, all of it. It's all right up your alley. Yeah, let those creative juices flow because it's about to open up the gameplay a whole lot. Not only with the turrets, but I mean, just think about this. How many times have you had to key in the turrets for your homies and, you didn't have anything to block them, Yeah, these help a lot. Okay, so here are some of the power units we'll most likely get with the updates. Oh, by the way, ready? Lamps will no longer be gas powered, they will be electric. You can daisy chain these together, but that's huge. Another reason why you want to start a circuit immediately if you have a couple solar panels and you've got a car battery, honestly, you probably want to do it because, as we know, it gets really dark in rust. So we've got right here, this is an HBHF sensor. I think I said that right. I never remember what this thing's called. This is a motion tracker or a heartbeat sensor. I might have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, I lost it. This will track people walking in front of your door. Oh my goodness, I gotta sneeze so bad I can feel it. That's huge. You can link this into doors. Other things, it can even count how many people are outside. You can do some really cool circuits with this. Again, in the future, we'll have things like this to really display to show you guys. We've got a root combiner, which combines different power sources. We've got a light, door controller. We've got the light sensor, display sensor. This is a random, what is this specifically called? I forget. What is this called? I'm going to look. I'm cheating. I'm looking. Random switch. Or this is a random switch, and yes, we're starting to see some logic circuits for sure. We have a blocker here, we have a branch, we've got a standard switch, we've got a splitter, and here are some logic circuits. I want to say this is AND, this is OR, this is XOR, and we have a timer switch. So you could do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. And again, I wanted to give you the rundown on Power Surge, the most likely items that will be in here as this update is coming through. And we could have some extra things. You know, my purpose here was to get the ideas, the juices, the creative juices flowing so you guys have a good idea of what's coming, but also to start brainstorming how you're going to change your base. And in the future, and maybe we get this, maybe we don't, we've got, these are tied in heavily. This one, and this one are all tied heavily into the Rust Plus application, which is your smartphone, Android and iOS, that's tied into the game. Yes, that's real on PC, and it's as cool as as it sounds and as it is. Check this out. I can open these doors. I have my cell phone open now. I'm going to open my Python doors. I'm not next to anything. I can open those up completely, and look, the turret's going to power up. Yeah. You can, oh my goodness, I forgot I wasn't keyed to it. That scared me so bad. You can already see the power of that. Then you've got something like this here, which is a turret. Look, it says low on ammo. When it lights me up, it has a target. Watch, it'll tell me when it's low ammo. No ammo, low ammo, has a target. I think that clip is done. That mag. There we go. So you can already see, you can take these inputs from these different turrets, whether this is hooked up to Rust Plus or not. Extremely powerful. And again, if these circuits come in, then we will have Rust Plus. Oh, by the way, that's a heater. If you live in the snow biome, it's huge. So this actually lets you know when something is communicating, so it actually lights something up on your phone. This tells you what's in the inventory of that container, and I forget what this one's called off the top of my head. Storage monitor. Of course. And this is the switch that's used both like this, where you can click it, or you can switch it on your phone. Again, we'll go over these in the future once we can confirm whether or not these are in. But if you don't have these, that's okay. You can just use a standard switch. Pretty cool stuff. The Power Surge update is going to bring so much more gameplay loop to the game in general. I think it's going to even things out, like the turrets. That's huge. And again, making those compounds, it's something you have to work for more, right? So it's not going to take them away, but it's definitely going to give you a reason to stockpile some more resources like power, which is a big deal. So yeah, I'm mad excited for the Power Surge update. Again, we're going to have more of these updates in the future to fill you in, especially as we get more details. So again, if you found this useful and helpful, be sure to drop a like. If you're not already subscribed and you think this is something you would like to watch in the future, consider dropping a subscribe and turning on those notifications. And we'll see you guys in the next update / live stream. Probably over in the console edition, clapping cheeks. You know how we do it. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye!